Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video and another one using some of Dina's latest release. So I am doing a cutout page in the small craft journal using the shape of the circular stencil as my inspiration. So all I did here was drew around the stencil and then left a little bit, just drew it a little bit away from the spine and then created like a little tab join to the spine there. So you can see I'm just going to go across there and then cut it out down the bottom there like that, and then that will lift out. And then once I've cut the whole thing out, I am then going to pop the stencil back on and create my background. So this journal has got a little bit chunky because I've been adding like tags and things into it. It's got a little bit juicy, so I have removed some pages from it, so that has kind of affected the integrity of the spine a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. These journals are working things, aren't they? So it's okay. So I've popped the stencil on, and then of course I'm going in with rainbow colours, so there's no gesso on my page at all. Just going straight in. Sorry about my sleeve. I'm going straight in with the colours that I want to use. So ruby, tangerine, lemon, lime, turquoise inside the stencil. And then when I lift the stencil away, I've got orchid right around the edge. You can also see that I keep going back and blending the colours over the top of each other. So when I go in with a new colour, I then go back in with the previous colour and go over the join where it meets the colour before. That way it just helps it have a bit more of a nice blend between the colours on the background. So I'm just going in with the turquoise, getting a clean makeup sponge and just dabbing round and round, and then I'll go back in with the green and then lift it off, and that is completed. So here I am just adding the orchid just around the edge, just to finish that off and just to help kind of bring those colours right to the edge of my page. It's really pretty. If you do manage to get hold of these stencils and you decide to buy them, then doing something like this is just really fun. And the other thing is, when you finish, the stencil looks so pretty. I couldn't believe how gorgeous it looked with all the rainbow colours on it as well. Okay, so then I've got a chipboard figure from one of the men's sets, and I'm just using that as a mask. I'm just going in with some white paint. I've not got too much on my blending tool, and I'm just masking around that figure and just adding the idea of a figure shape onto my background. I'm going to do that twice, and then I'm going to be sticking the chipboard figure onto the page as well. So then over the top of the stenciling that I've added, I'm just going in with a bit of the white paint that's left, and I'm using the other stencil. So these are both the Coasters stencils, Coaster 1 and Coasters 2. and I'm just adding some more detail over the top of the masking that I've done, but without going onto the figure shapes that I've left behind. I do think masking is such a fun technique to do. It creates some really interesting pages. So then I've just grabbed one of the stamps from Dina's, one of her sets. I don't know which one it's from, I'm really sorry, but it's got like a Semitic writing on it, and I'm using a pink ink, and I'm just stamping a bit of writing onto the masking area, and you can see that's where the figure's going to stand in the centre. So then I'm just using my dotty stamp, which was from Funky Fossil on my journal mark set, and I'm just adding some dots onto my page too, just to kind of try and break up that background a little bit and start to add some more layers of interest, because you'll notice I haven't put any collage paper on this page. I don't always use collage paper or collage elements on my pages. Sometimes the stenciling is enough. So then I'm using a bit of the Stoked Neon Pink, and I'm going to splatter some of that onto my page as well. Okay, so I'm just adding some white dots onto my page. I've stapled the figure in place as well. And you can see that white is a really lovely contrast against all those pretty colours on the background too. So the black and the white are helping to bring those elements of contrast, which work quite nicely together. And then, rather than spoil the pretty background by filling it up with writing, I'm taking advantage of the white space on the figure and using that to do my quote, to write my words. So I found a quote that I like. I did map it out in pencil first before I committed to writing in pen, because obviously the figure is stapled in and I didn't want to make a mistake and then have to paint over it several times and end up getting paint on the background. So this was a great way to do it, just to map it out in pencil first before I went in with my black Pilot pen. So yeah, writing on the figure meant that the background could still show off the colours. I've also added some pink neon using my finger, and you can see it really brightens the areas where it's been used. You can see it's in the areas where the dots are, and it just livens things up a bit as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this page, kind of inspired by the shape of the stencil and just letting that stencil sing with the rainbow colours and the neon pink. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.